I mean, we're about a little over a month this week. It's going to be
Right.
hitting a month before the elections. Did you think that the debate last night was enough to sway voters, or at this point, everyone is set? There's no more undecided, or should these candidates still expect that they're going to sway some votes to their end?
Well, yeah, based on the 2016 exit poll, no, SWS, 54.2% decided only around this time, no? And a significant 18% decided on election day itself. So it is possible, no? But what's missing, no? We've had all these forums and debates already, but what's missing compared to 2016? I think what's missing is what is known as Duterte moment. No? If you recall in 2016, then candidate Duterte asked Grace Poe what she would do if the Philippines was attacked in the middle of the night, or when he claimed he would do the jet ski. No? So that was the Duterte moment that broke the election campaign to his favor, no, and that led to groundswell of support a month and a half before the campaign, and up to now we still have not, seen that in the debates, no. So wala pang Duterte moment. So talagang kung mangyayari, kung hindi, I think nandiyan na lang tayo.
And nandiyan na lang tayo meaning?
The front runner is sitting pretty, just waiting for election day to happen. No? So unless something drastic, some major earth-shaking event will happen between now and election day, time is running out, and he has a comfortable need. So something must happen to move the needle in favor of those challenging the front runner.
Is that something pointing to a possible consolidation, and that if that is possible, this is the time to do it?
Yes, it's now or never.
Let's get on to the truth, based at least on the surveys that have come out, is if the opposition or the alternative candidates don't unite in some way, you do have Mr. Marcos, who all the alternative candidates, all the other candidates are criticizing and are attacking, will win as president of the Philippines. Based on the surveys, ito, sir. So at the end of the day, without unity from the other candidates, ang panalo yung taong tinitira ng lahat ng kandidato. The irony is Mr. Marcos didn't step into the race without unity with Sara Duterte. At the very least, he had that wisdom. I have to hand it to them. Mr. Marcos and Sara Duterte made sure that they were together. He entered the race cautiously. He did not want to lose again. He did not want his 2016 experience to be repeated. But let's face it, if there is no unity with any of the four, the chances of him winning will be greater than ever. So what is the point of all this, sir?
During the survey period, included during that time was the non-appearance of Marcos Jr. in the first presidential debate conducted by the COMELEC. Do you see this as having an impact on how the survey results eventually ended up?
No, I don't think so, because the decline in his voter preference is not significant.
So that didn't. But why do you think there was a drop?
Well, it's not a significant drop. So it's just that some voters are still probably making up their minds, shifting.
All right, so which we're going to go to later on. But during that same period as well, Dr. Tabunda, the president also mentioned the characteristics that he wanted in the next president of the Republic. He said the next president should be decisive, compassionate, and pro-people. Did this in any way contribute to the gain, to the 9 percentage point gain of Vice President Roberto, and also the second choice preference of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno? We got to talk about him as well, Dr. Tabunda.
I'm not certain that the statement of President Duterte had an impact on the voters' choice. There could be other factors. That's not the only factor that has to be taken into account.
So if it's a 9 percentage point gain for Vice President Leni Robredo, Dr. Tabunda, do you think with a little over a month left, if the same trend continues, that she would be able to catch up still?
If the same trend continues, no, because the increase is not enough.
But conversely, if you go to the other side, former Senator Bongbong Marcos continues this drop, although as you said, it's not significant. Will his numbers decrease to a point that the vice president will be able to catch up?
It's difficult to say, but there has to be larger declines in his voter preference and larger increases in Vice President Leni's voter preference for her to be able to catch up.
But there's still the issue, for example, of the Marcos estate tax debt. And there are many issues still being lodged against survey frontrunner Marcos Jr. Based on your experience, why are those not sticking?
Apparently, the voters are considering other things apart from those issues.
And what are these things?
I think a large factor in favor of former Senator Bongbong Marcos is his association with his father, who is apparently perceived to have been a good leader.
I was talking to a political analyst a couple of days back, Dr. Tabunda, and Professor Julio Tehanqui said that at this point there has to be something earth-shattering that should happen to affect the numbers. Would you say as much as well?
Yes, we need some really some developments that would really affect that would have a great weight on the way voters are thinking right now. Barring that, we will essentially be seeing the same results, a large lead.